Welcome back to the Military Adaptive Sports Program, Track and Field Clinic. We're going to jump into some of the field exercise and drills. We're going to have Coach Gill take you through some of the exercises and drills for shot, discus, and seat. Okay, so you can follow these once again, find it on Warrior Care website, and I'll hand it over to Coach Gill.
Hello, everyone. This is Coach Gill speaking to you in the sunny Southwest, or actually a little bit in the West area. It's kind of warm, but I hope I have some pretty good lighting here. I'm going to go through some drills to help you understand the nuances, the dynamics of throwing, the throwing arts and throwing events. One of the first drills we're going to do is called the medicine ball drill. And what you see is the medicine ball is beneficial in a lot of drills. Sometimes you may not have a shot, or sometimes a shot put that's usually made of a harder metal can do some damage when landing in a specific surface. A medicine ball is something that can land inside your house, inside your backyard, or even your garage and not do some significant damage. So our first drill is called the medicine ball drill before the shot put, and all you're going to do is you take the ball like you would hold the shot put, and you're going to drop it down. That's basically the grip that you're going to have for the shot put. It's fairly simple. You have to understand something. The difference between the shot put and the discus is the shot put you are launching vertically. It's coming off of your hand vertically. Where the discus, and we're going to go to that later, that's coming off of your hand, your trigger finger, horizontally. These drills are designed right now to help you understand the vertical sensation and develop the necessary muscle memory. So all you're going to do is you're going to step back, and what I've done, I've got a shot ring here. The shot ring is 7 feet in diameter. The discus ring is 8 feet. So that's what's important for you to know is that the shot ring is just a little smaller than the discus ring. We'll go over how to enter the discus ring, but as far as drills, all you're going to do is you're going to just kneel down into the shot ring, bring it down a little bit high, tilt it. There we go. A little bit more. There we go. And you're going to, once again, drop the medicine ball into your hand so you've got a good grip. You can see it with my hand here. And you're just going to place it underneath the chin, just short of the shoulder. You bring your hand up, and all you're going to do is, this is nice and easy. You're not going for distance. You're just going for feeling, sensation. And you're just going to launch at a 30-degree angle up and push. And by doing that, every time you push, you're going to allow the medicine ball to roll off of your fingers and develop that sensation. So let's try that one more time. Once again, just as you're learning the sensation of the medicine ball and the shot in your hand, you're just going to drop it in. As you hold it there, that's the sensation. That's the grip of the shot, okay? Now, you have to remember one thing with the shot put. It is a put. It is not a throw. A lot of time with early throwers, what they want to do is they want to turn their shoulder and do this. You're engaging too much of the shoulder area, and believe you me, you will do significant damage to your rotator cuff. This is a put where you are pushing. We'll talk a little bit more about the power position later in our presentation. What you have to remember that this is, you are pushing the ball. There's a power position, a strike, and you're pushing. You are not throwing the ball or the put at all. That's the wrong technique, and you'll result in eventual injury. So once again, you're going to drop the ball into your hand, kneel down, because all we want to do is isolate the upper body and use the putting. Place the put under the chin. This is where it will be during your competition. And your hand's up here. The hand is giving you a visual reference of the angle that you're going to launch the ball or the put. You're going to do this in training as well as in competition. Up and put. You notice that when I was done, that after I put, there was a follow through with the fingers. That is the sensation of the action that you're going to do in training as well as competition. Another drill that we do as far as the shot put is called the high five. Now, normally you would have a partner with you. And so we're just going to pretend I have a partner here. And all you're going to do is you're going to stand here and your partner here, and you're just going to high five. You're going to high five. Notice that my hand is rotating and finishing up here like this. The shoulders are rotating. This is to get you to understand the mechanics of how your body is going to move during the shot put. Okay? Once again, if you notice, we're not doing this. We're not turning the body, engaging the arm like this, and then throwing. All we're going to do is you're going to push the body this way and the arms at, once again, a preferably 30-degree angle. So you have your reference arm and high five. Reference arm and high five. You can do this by yourself. You can do it in your home. You can do it against the wall. You know, this is just something, once again, it's an exercise that you probably want to do in your shot put warm-ups prior to competition and even during your training. And this is, once again, this is dynamic warm-ups that we do in running. This is one of these warm-ups that you're going to do to get yourself orientated to how your body's going to move and the angles of what you're going to traject the implement. The next one's called a blocking drill. And from what you do with the blocking drill is it's important that when you're in the blocking drill is that you're going to stand here and you're just going to turn the shoulder, and once again, without an implement, just practice here. Same thing like the high five, but you're learning to turn the shoulder. Turn the shoulder. Turn the shoulder. A lot of time athletes will make the mistake is, once again, they're turning the body like they're throwing. And this is not that. It's one smooth motion. Now, here's a shot put here. This is what it looks like. It's usually made of a hard metal, something other than brass. Brass tends to bend. Okay, once again, to familiar yourself, this is a 12-pound shot. In competition, the weights will vary according to your classification. We'll go over those classifications a little bit later, but for now, this is just a 12-pound shot. This is one that you use in high school. Okay, so you're going to drop the shot in your hand. Notice how it falls. This is the grip, and you're going to bring your thumb just a little bit in. So once again, the hand allows the shot to put off. By getting a too wide a grip with the shot put, you will be tempted to once again throw it like a ball. That is once again an incorrect technique resulting in a possible injury. So what you want to do is place the shot put in your hand, see the thumb, just bring it in slightly. There it is. All you're going to do, you're going to come down and you're just going to traject the ball up. Now you're going to get used to weight. Here is what we call the power position. And then as the arm's coming up, we call this a strike and then put. This is, once again, just a technique drill and also something real easy warm-up drill, like when you're getting ready for your training or your competition, nice and easy. A lot of times when you have to warm up or you're training, you don't need to also always go for distance. The important thing with these two events is technique. And you don't eat an elephant in one sitting. You can eat it one bite at a time. And this is one of those drills that you're just going to familiarize your body with the weight, where it goes, and how it's moving your body. Bring the weight into the chin. Bring the arm up. You use reference arm and push. Another drill we have for the shot put is called the step back. There are two types of techniques that you're going to be utilizing in your preference in the shot put. One is the glide, one is the rotation. I'll just say right now is that I would strongly suggest that athletes, you learn the rotation. For those of you who are going to participate in the shot put or in the discus in the field event of your competitive career with the Warrior Games and other games, that if you learn one technique but compete in 2 events, that'll be beneficial. You can actually then master one technique in training and then utilize it once again in 2 different events. Right now, I'm going to show you the aspects of the glide technique. The glide technique. You're going to be standing in the back of the ring. If you're going to be throwing in this direction, you're actually facing in the opposite direction. You're then going to bring your power leg. If I'm throwing with my right hand, then my right leg is my power push-off leg, okay? So back leg is going to be back, and all I'm going to do is slide. That's it. You can do this drill without the put or with the put. For starters, when you're learning a shot put, I would always put the implement down and learn how to move your body. So once again, you're at the back of the ring, and all you're going to do is you're going to bend down, kick the left leg back, where you're halfway through the ring. Now, some people think, oh, this looks easy, but the key thing with both of these events is balance. Believe you me that when you're kicking back or you're rotating, it'll be real easy for you to get off balance. And once you start getting off balance, especially with rotational events or throwing events, there's no recovery. The throw is then botched, and you only have so many in competition, so you want to utilize and maximize your benefits with proper technique. So once again, let's go over. You're going to stand here in a beginner's position. You're going to bend down. Notice that when I'm bending down, I'm not curving the back like this. Just going to bend down and push to the middle of the ring. This next drill, we're going to utilize, once again, the medicine ball. We place the medicine ball in the middle of the ring. And we're still utilizing the pushback technique in the glide. You're going to come back to the back of the ring, get in the recovery position, beginning position right here. And your idea is when you come down, you're trying to develop a straight line going in one direction. A lot of time athletes, what will happen is if they're off balance at all, then the implement will travel in a direction that's not beneficial to achieving the greater distance. So we'll bring medicine ball back. Your back leg will touch the medicine ball at one point, and as you're coming down, you bring down the power position, and you're going to kick the medicine ball back with your back leg, and that gives you an idea of how you're going to frame and stay in the front in a straight line. Okay. Now we get into the rotational aspects of the shot put. This one is in regards to the rotation technique. And we always want to start slow and kind of walk through. And this is called jumping the stream. So you're going to keep your left foot in back of the ring. You're going to step in, and as you do, kind of pivot and turn. While I was coaching some of the athletes at Fort Belvoir, a lot of them had some balance issues because of some of the physical disabilities that they're managing. And so they couldn't do a full spin even in the discus. I will tell you that it's not really necessary that you learn. If you cannot do a full spin in the shot put or the discus, then you can throw either implement from the toe board with no spin, quarter spin, half spin. They won't penalize you for not being able to rotate. But right now what we're going to do is we're going to go over some drills to show you that this is a possibility as far as learning the technique and getting familiar with turning your body. So once again, jumping the stream. Your body here. Keep your upper body erect. You want to go slow. Step in, and you get airborne, touch, and stop. Another one's called a turnaround. This is a turnaround where you're not going to have anything in your hand. You're just going to bring your hand to your chin, whatever arm you're using as far as your throwing arm, step to the back of the ring. Once again, we're throwing in this direction, so we're looking in the opposite direction. And all you're going to do is bring your arm up. Notice where my elbow's high. This arm now, since this is the direction that you're traveling, this is your reference arm. So once again, you're just going to turn, go slowly. And I would always suggest first walk these drills, and then as you get more familiar with where you're stepping in the ring and the movement itself, then you can pick up your speed. Here, turn, and stop. I'll start from here on this side of the ring. Arms up, knees bent. You're turning. Always step to the middle of the ring as your reference, and stop. One way to familiarize yourself with balancing is you want to use a staff or a stick. And what I do is you're going to put this on your shoulders. This also works well for the discus. You go to the back of the ring and turn the body. Just kind of immobilize your arms so you get used to the footwork. Turn your body, bring it around. Step to the center of the ring. That way, this keeps your body up, erect, and you focus on your footwork and your leg work. Start here. As you rotate in the opposite direction to begin your wind, you want to bring it around. Notice I'm still low. Turning around, I've got the hips low, the knees are bent. Coming around, step, and unwind. This is an exercise you can do at your house, anytime, to familiarize yourself with the turning and the rotation technique.
Okay, everyone, we're joining back with Coach Gill and looking at our drills for discus.
All right, everyone, real quick. Welcome back. This is the discus. This implement, unlike the shot put, will be thrown horizontally. Now, the way you're going to hold the discus is you're going to bring your hands open wide like this, and what you want to do is you want to bring the two fingers in just a little bit slightly, and you want to cup the fingers around. You don't want to have too wide, because what happens is, believe it or not, even though it has the appearance of a controllability, it's just the opposite. This is your trigger finger. Many of you in the military, you know your trigger finger. This is what you're going to firing off of the discus. Not the long finger. You're not going to do that. A lot of people think because if this is the long finger, this will be the last finger that leaves the discus. That is not true. This is your trigger finger. So once again, you want to put your hands on the discus, wide, and then bring these two fingers in slightly, and then cup it. Now, one of the first drills we're going to do, this can be done for the standing as well as the seated athlete. All it is called the Tossa. Once you acquire your comfortable grip, all you're going to do is place the disc here, and you're just going to toss it up. This mimics the disc coming off of your trigger finger. Boom, boom, nice and easy. You can do this at your house while you're watering the lawn, and you just toss it up, okay? Toss it up. Once again, toss it up. Sometimes you drop it. What I would teach some of the athletes is to toss it and let it fall, because what we don't want athletes throwing implement up and they're trying to catch it. This is a weighted implement. This is not a frisbee. So once again, we always need to exercise the utmost caution. Okay? So you're just going to toss and then it comes down. Again, as you're tossing, this is the last finger that's coming off. This is the sensation that when you're throwing, that's the last finger. A lot of times when athletes are doing the discus, they lose control of the throw itself from the genesis of the throw or launching of the implement. They either pull with their fingers or there's something here that affects the flight and then affects the overall distance. So once again, we start small by just learning to get the discus, the implement, off of the finger, throwing it up, throwing it, whoop, throwing it up. Another discus, once again, pulling the trigger finger. Another drill for the discus is the discus bowl. I'm going to bring this around here. Once again, acquire your grip. And all you're going to do is you're going to bowl the discus down the way. So, once again, first exercise was toss the disc. This is bowling the disc. Got the grip and bowl. Our second exercise is called tossing the cone. These exercises should all be done early and frequently to familiarize your body with the mechanics of actually keeping the arm long and rotating. So once again, we're going to step into the ring. We're going to kneel down. This is my throwing arm. So I'm looking in the direction that I'm going to throw. Because this is a wide cone, this keeps your hand kind of wide. You're going to bring it back 180 from the direction, and then once again, pull your non-throwing arm, which in this case is my left arm, and then swing the right arm. So once again, you're going to kneel into the ring, tossing the cone, non-throwing arm, throwing arm, bring it back, looking up at 30 degrees, and one sweeping, easy motion, teaching your body how to turn. You're going to toss the cone. The interesting thing is we want to develop a technique where we can put the cone straight down, not cattywampus or wobbling all over out of the sections. One of the key things in developing good technique is keeping the implement in the sectors. All right, just as in the kneeling cone throw, we now have the standing cone throw, and you can do this two ways if you feel comfortable. You're going to stand at the beginning. Now, this is just a chalked discus ring in my backyard, but in competition, you will have a piece of wood here called a toe board, and that prevents you from leaving the area. Okay, so then while you're training, you'll be placing your toe against that toe board, and we want to emphasize the push and pull as you bring the cone back. Notice my body's halfway through. You're going to push and pull simultaneously. A nice, easy throw. All of these drills should be done slow and easy so you familiarize yourself with the technique and how you're training your body to move. This next drill is called the wheel drill. You take an implement. Now we have the actual implement in our hand. Wheel drill. You're going to step to the back of the discus ring. Bring the discus back, and nice and easy, step to the middle of the ring, around, and you're just walking there. I'm throwing to my right. My left foot will be in the back of the ring initially. So as I'm coming around, I'm going to step in the middle, turn, and block. This is just an exercise, but we'll go over the technique exactly, the aspects of what's happening in the discus throw itself. Each part of that movement has a name. But for now, all we're going to do is just do these nice slow movements. Once again, step to the back, discus grip, step around, and hold. Some of the exercises we did earlier can be done by standing athletes. Now I'm going to show you some exercises that can be, well, primarily for seated athletes, but can be utilized by seated and standing athletes. And these are isolation drills to help with explosiveness. So in competition, you will have a chair, or it's called the frame. That's the implement or the furniture, the competitive furniture that the athlete will sit on during the seated competition. In that competition, the athlete will be strapped to the frame so they don't fall off. They will have the seat belt type of strap around their waist, and they will also strap their legs. And this first drill, the seated drill, is called the medicine ball chest pass. You're going to hold the medicine ball with both hands and bring it to right above your chest line, right below your chin. The elbow should be pointing out, up and outward. Lean slightly back, and as you lean forward and up, bring the medicine ball in an explosive fashion upwards, preferably 30 degrees. So this is not what the frame that you'll be sitting on, but just for purposes, demonstration purposes, your feet are going to be up, and you will have a strap around your waist. And even in training, this is important so that the athlete does not fall off the frame. You'll have a strap, which is important, strapping both legs of the athlete. This drill, you bring the ball up to the chin, just above the chest line, and then you're going to lean back. As you lean forward, you explode out and also follow through with the fingertips. Once again, you're bringing the ball above the chest line, below the chin, elbows are out. You're going to lean back, then you're going to lean forward at the same time, push with both arms, follow through with the fingertips out at a 30-degree angle. This next exercise is called the medicine ball overhead throw. You're going to bring the medicine ball to your chin, then lift it over your head. Here we go. This next drill is called the medicine ball overhead throw. This is where you're going to bring the medicine ball to your chin and then lift the medicine ball over your head, leaning slightly back, and then following through by tossing it forward. And again, this exercise, one, develops core, but it also, what it does is, what I talked earlier about the shot put, and where the shot put is rolling off the fingers. In both these exercises, you're following through by one in the chest pass and as well as the overhead throw. You're allowing the ball to roll off the fingers. We're teaching our body that sensation and developing muscle memory. Bring it here, over, lean back, and then toss. You can see my hands, the follow through, which is important in the shot put. You're leaning back and toss. Okay, these next two exercises are there to develop the obliques The first one is called the Sandbag Oblique Rotation. Now, if you don't have a sandbag, you can make your own bag. This is just a small carry-on bag that I have, and you can get sand at your local hardware store, free dirt in your yard, or you just pack some weighted materials that are not going to bounce around too much in a bag. You don't want this too heavy. You don't want this too heavy in the beginning. You don't want to generate or create any type of injury. This is anywhere from the start, 3 pounds maximum, 3 pounds, and then you're going to go no heavier than 5 pounds, okay? So all you're going to do is sit on the frame, bring the bag close to the body. There we go. Close to the body. You're going to lean back slightly, and you're going to go side to side. A variation of that exercise is also when you just extend the arms and go side to side. This is a 10-pound weight. As you can see that there's some handles to it. You need to be careful if you're going to use weight. One, because you're sitting. You don't want the weight at all to drop in here because this creates injury. All right, so once again, I would suggest, I'm just using this 10-pound weight for demonstration reason. I would suggest not going any heavier than 5 pounds. So we're going to keep the weight, elbows in tight to the ribs, weight close to the body, and turn. Another variation, elbows out and turn. These two exercises develop your core because in the rotational techniques, what are you doing? You're spinning. In the shot put, right before you launch from the strike, the power position, the strike, and the launch, you're spinning, utilizing the core. You're going to utilize your hips, core, and then upper body to execute those techniques. Okay, this last exercise is for the discus. This is called the club throws. Now, in earlier, when in the standing exercises, you saw me utilize a cone. Sometimes a cone, and for seated athletes who are seated on the frame, this is not something that you'll use because the frame is strapped to the ground, and while they're swinging the cone, it can hit the cone. So these are nice, easy. You can go to any hardware store in your plumbing section. It's a nice, easy piping. Put the caps. Put in a certain amount of weight that you want. Okay, anywhere from 3 to 5 kilograms. Okay, you're going to use the heavier one for strength. So in the discus, you're seated on the frame. All you're going to do is you see the direction you're going to throw. You bring the implement back, utilizing long rotational technique. Remember the push and pull simultaneously. Bring the arm around and launch. The good thing about using the pipes, batons, clubs, whatever you want to call them, is it helps you watch the direction that you're throwing. This develops a long technique. In the discus, you don't want to short yourself where you bring this arm in and around. The discus technique is where you have to keep your arms long and you're developing power and centrifugal force with long levers. The lighter one is speed. Same thing in the throwing events. You do want to develop some explosiveness. So you have a lighter implement, club, baton, pipe, whatever. And it's the same thing with the weighted club. except you're going to go a little bit faster. Now, I'm not going to throw it because my cameraman's in front of me, but you're going to come around and you're going to explode with speed. Here. Here. This is important because a lot of the seated athletes, all you're utilizing is your upper body. You actually compacted your technique, but it's still important that you develop good technique so you can generate as much centrifugal force and torque in throwing. When you're on the frame, there will be a stabilization or holding bar. It will be connected to the frame. So during your training, and you're using batons, it's up to your choice whether you still use the holding bar or not using the holding bar and throw. I would suggest early on when you're practicing these drills to keep your balance and not falling off the frame that you utilize the holding bar. So once again, you're going to turn your body, keep the arm long, and as you're rotating, you're going to pull on the holding bar and push with this arm and out. Out.
Okay, everyone. Thank you. This was the end of our exercises for seated and standing drills for field, part of our track and fields clinic. Want to thank Coach Gill and our awesome cameraman, his son Ty there, and our producer there. We got, Rocket and Thor, so they're all in charge. That's Thor there. All right. So thank you guys. Have a good day there in Vegas. Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone.